Welcome everybody, it is Claudia and this is Patchwork with Claudia. Today we are working on the Oklahoma Road block. To make this block we will need 6 squares, 3.5 inches color A, 4 squares, 3.5 inches color B, 2 squares, 3.5 inches color C. Additionally, we will need 2 squares, 4 inches color A, and 2 squares 4 inches color B to make these sections. Let's see how it works. I have here all the pieces that I needed for my block. We are going to begin making the half square triangles with the 2 4-inch squares color A with the 2 4-inch squares color B. So as I do with this process, I already draw a center line, diagonal line, and then from that line I draw another line on each side, and the space here is a 1/4 inch. So we are going to line 4-inch squares color A with color B this way. We are going to sew on the outside side lines, and we are going to cut in the middle line. So we sew, we press, and then we cut. So let's do it. I organize my 2 squares and I'm going to start sewing. I will join the other 2 4-inch squares and I'm going to sew. I verify that the fabrics are lining well. Let's see it, what I have so far. I'm going to remove the remaining thread here. Yes. Let me show you this one that has line with pink. So I already sew. Now I press and I cut these 2 parts. I have here all my 4 sections. Now it's time to trim all of them to get 3.5 inch square. So let's do this process. I will move these ones here and these ones here, and let's start with this one. And let me grab my ruler. So it needs to be 3.5 inches all around. So I'm going to start here with the first one. Now you can see it better. I need to do the same with the other 3 pieces. Trim all of them around to get 3.5 inches. All sections are ready to start assembling our block. So we are going to build first rows that we will have 4 rows. After we finish with the rows, we press them and then we join row by row. So let's start sewing. I am going to start sewing row number 1. Let me organize here the fabrics and start join them. As usual, we join the pieces using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now let's start with row number 2. Let's join these two. Let's see what I have so far. Let me remove the leftover thread here. And these two are for the first row and these two are for the second row. So let's start over organizing my block, that in this case is this way, and here is doesn't want to open, is this way. And for the second row I will have these ones this way and these two go this way. So let's join these two. So when we join these two, row number 1 is ready. And now let's join this, and row number 2 will be ready. Let me show you. I want to remove the leftover thread here also. And let's open here and see it. And here goes this way. We need to do the same process with the other 2 rows. My 4 rows are ready and I am going to start joining them. I'm going helping myself with some pins to nest the seams here so I get better corners. So I'm going to start organizing here my corners, nest them and join them with a pin. The same here in the middle. And now here on the side. And then I'm going to do the same with my other 2 rows. Entonces, then I nest the seams to match my corners very well and hold them with a pin. So when I start sewing, the fabric doesn't move. So so I can have better corners. We reorganize again because it moves a little bit. And now it's time to start sewing again. So let's do this process. I sew with 1/4 inch seam allowance. And let's start joining them. Now let's do with the other 2 rows. Organize my fabrics here. At the end. Let's see what we have. This thread I remove. Let's grab my pins again. I will need it. And let's see it. This is the first part of the block. And here is the bottom side of the block. Now I need to join these 2 parts and my block is ready. Let me start joining again my seams here and matching my corners. Here again. And finally here. Now I go to the machine again and join them 1/4 inch seam allowance. Let's see what we have. So here is my block. Now I need to press it and we are done. Here is the ending block of the Road of Oklahoma. It is 12.5 inches. I invite you to practice it and share the videos, like them, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time here in Patchwork with Claudia. Bye.